Welcome back to Tell the Truth channel. Please like, subscribe, and hit the bell. Please send my contents out to YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and any other contents that y'all go on to listen to. Please share my videos. I appreciate that very much. So, God want me to speak on how these spells be working on people, where y'all understand when y'all under attack. So I'm about to speak on this. This happened all in my past, past life. Not in my past life, but you know, the relationship that I had back a long time ago. So this started when I was married, and how I became divorced, and everything. How everything started. Me and my husband, we were separated, and we had separate rooms. So he was living downstairs, and I was living upstairs. So he had his own part of the house, and I had my own part of the house. And when I was living upstairs, I used to get a lot of downloads from God, letting me know that things was about to change in my life, and I didn't really understand what he was trying to tell me. It was kind of confusing, but I was listening to what he was saying. So it's somebody that y'all might know, which I think y'all do know, but I'm not going to say no names. He just like these two people that I met, they are celebrities. They like celebrities on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. They're on all these platforms that they be on. So how I became to meet these people is that one day God told me, the first person I met was the first person I met was the first dude that I met on YouTube, and he was a celebrity, and he had a lot of followers, and I never got a chance to meet the person, but I used to like watch him all the time on Facebook. I used to watch him all the time, and one day I decided to text him. So I sent him a message, and I started letting him know that I liked him, and he saw me, and he saw who I was because he saw some of my pictures on Facebook and YouTube. He saw my pictures, and he started liking me. He started liking me too, but at first he was like dating, and I didn't know he was dating. And my daughter told me one day, she said, Mom, you know the dude that you like, he's about to get married. And I said, huh? She said, yeah, this dude that you like is about to get married. So when I found out that the dude was about to get married, and I found out that he did get married, I just, I let it go. So once I let that go, all of a sudden, God started giving me dreams. He started giving me dreams. And I seen the second person in my dreams. And when I saw this second person in my dreams, I said to my children that God showed me this man in my dreams. And I kissed this man in my dreams. And I mean, he kissed it so good in my dreams. That's what I told my children. I told my children. So I said, okay, what do this mean? Why is I'm meeting these mans? Why is I'm meeting these mans? So all of a sudden God told me, because I didn't know nothing about YouTube and Facebook, because like I said in my other videos, I was mentioning that to y'all about my children's had the one taught me about YouTube and Facebook. So when I was, because the first thing I started going on was YouTube, and when I went on YouTube, I saw the person on YouTube, and I looked at the person, and I like, nah, he's too young. No, that's not my type. You know, that's what I kept saying. But the person was in my dream, and I'm like, because I seen this person before God even summoned me, before God even told me to go on, before God even had me to go on YouTube. My children's already had showed me how to get on YouTube, so I already had seen the person. Because when I seen the person was young. When I seen them, like very young, and I just like looked like okay, and then I just kept scrolling, you know, something else, looking at other things. So then God came to me and said, no, I want you to go back to YouTube and look again. So I went back to YouTube, and then when I saw the person again, the person was not young looking no more. He looked at like an older person to me. He didn't look like he was around my oldest son's age. He didn't look like that to me. He looked at older. But then when my children kept on saying, Mom, just look at the person. Look at him. He's not older. He's younger. I said, no, he's older. And I didn't see that. I didn't see the youngness. I just saw he looked at older. And I started getting frustrated over the person. I just like really started liking him. And then I was telling my kids, I said, you know what? I'm going to send him a picture of me. And my kids say, Mom, why are you going to do that? I said, because I like him. And then my kids said, okay. So I took a picture and I sent it to him. And he got the picture and he looked at the picture. And we started texting each other back and forwards for a little while. And then all of a sudden, I sent him another picture that I had did on on Facebook. And I had took a picture on Facebook back a while ago. But I had like a lot of weight on me at that time. And, you know, I don't understand, because the crazy part about it, that I was losing so much weight when I was living at the house. I was losing so much weight. And I was exercising a lot all the time. And I don't understand why I was study gaining weight. I don't know why this weight just wouldn't shake off me. Because usually when I exercise and stuff, it'll shake it off. It'll shake off. But this weight just wouldn't shake off. And I don't understand why it would not shake off. So I showed him a picture of me. But I thought I was skinny. To me, I thought I was skinny. You know, a little bit, I thought. And when he saw that picture of me, the whole part, when he saw my face and my whole body, man, that just threw it off right there. Like, just like, whoa. He's like, He didn't ever say that he didn't like me. He never said he didn't like me. He just didn't like the way my body looked. He didn't like that. So I would try to do everything I can to bring my body right, just for him, to look good for him, because I liked him that much. So I was calling trying to get what you call them things that y'all get to try to lose weight. I was trying to do the Bariatric thing where where they help you have surgery and they help you lose weight and all that stuff. So I was preparing myself for all of that. And my kids were saying, Mom, why would you do that? Why are you trying to do something for somebody you never met? I'm just looking at myself like, whoa, I don't know. I'm saying to myself, I don't know why I'm doing this stuff. But I was just so fascinated. Like, I just love this dude. I just liked him so much. And I just wanted to be with this dude. So I was trying to do everything I can to look right in this dude's eyes. I was trying to look right in this dude's eyes. So my kids, they let me, I went to the doctor, I talked to the doctor, they explained everything to me about the surgery and all that stuff. But when they sat there and told me that I can die off this, all okay. When they told me I can die off that surgery, I said, okay. I said, no way. I am not finna do that surgery just to hold on to a man. I'm not finna do it. I'm not finna kill myself over this. So I didn't do it. So I just kept exercising, doing what I can, and the weight still wouldn't shake off. It just would not shake off. And maybe it was a reason why God didn't want this weight to shake off, because I guess God wanted this person to like me as I am. But this person just couldn't accept me as I am. So he would go on his podcast and he would down me, like talk about me like a dog. He would call and say, I'm a big woman, and I met this woman and when she showed me her picture, she was so beautiful. And then when I saw her body, whoa, it just like, whoa, blew his mind. And he was like, I don't want nobody big like that. She got to lose weight and all that stuff. And he was just blasting me constantly on all his podcasts. Just blasting me. Like he didn't care about my feelings. He didn't care if it was hurting my feelings. He didn't care that it was bringing my self-esteem down. He just didn't care. He just kept talking about me like a dog. And it was hurting me so bad. And I went to my kids and I was crying to my kids. And my kids were saying, Mom, why is you watching this dude? This dude is stupid. This dude ain't got no sense. He's a narcissist. That's what my kids say. He's a narcissist. Because why would somebody claim they like somebody and then down them like that? Why would the person do that? He's not the person for you, Mom. He's not the one. Why would you want somebody you ain't gonna never see or touch anyway? I'm looking like, I am gonna see this person. I am gonna see him. I am gonna meet this person. I am. That's what I kept telling my children. And they kept saying, no, you're not, Mom. No, you're not. You're not gonna meet this person. And little did they know that the person stayed right around my neighborhood. He stays right around my neighborhood. But my kids, they don't believe it. They don't believe that he stays right around my neighborhood. It's because he's supposed to be a celebrity. So they figuring that, how he going to be a celebrity and then stay around in your neighborhood? But he does. And they don't believe it because he never show his face. He would never let them see him. He would never let my children see him, so they don't believe that he lives around the neighborhood. They don't want to believe that. So I just let my kids think what they want to think because I see them. I seen them. They don't believe me, but what can I say? But anyway, he would down me, talk about me like a dog, hurt me so bad. I was so in love with this man, and I didn't even know why. I just met this man, and I didn't even know why that I was so attached to this man. And anytime this man would down me, and then he would come back on YouTube or Facebook, and he would some kind of way hurt my feelings, but I would still go back and watch him. I would still go back and watch this man. And I didn't know why, but I did. He just like, I don't know what. I just couldn't release this man. I couldn't release him. I couldn't. I tried. I would pull away. And some kind of way he'll pull me back. And I'll pull away. But some kind of way he'll pull me back. And then he would put stuff on YouTube to make me even come more to him, because he'll start showing me like songs and videos and good, like things that make a woman feel good about themselves. And that's what he was doing. And I would just go right back. Until one time, I was hearing things about how he was. Because deep down in his heart, deep down, this man loved me too. Not just me loved him, he loved me too. Because if he didn't, he wouldn't have been, trying to show his love to me, because he was showing his love to me. He was showing it to me, and he did love me. He did. But it was just that I guess it had to do something with the age difference. Me, my age and his age. And it wouldn't click. And then my weight, it wouldn't click. So he just, kept, downing me, hurting my feelings, didn't care that he was breaking me down, He didn't care. And he would go on. He would go talk to people, like he would make he would do another podcast with other people, and he would just study talk about me. Every podcast he does, I will always come up in his conversations. Always come up in his conversations. But I will always have this man back, no matter what. No matter what he did, I was always watching his videos day and night. I would watch his videos and I would click on them. I would get up in the morning and the first thing I do, I would watch his videos all the time, because I was in love with this man, and I didn't know why I was in love with this man, but I was. And my kids kept telling me that he is young, but I didn't see the youngness. I see like he looked older to me. So one day it started flashing. His looks started flashing in my face. I would see young, I would see older. I would see young, I would see older. I would see young. It was like going back and forth to me. I'm like, what the heck? What's going on here? So one day we got into a big old argument. Before we got into that argument, I was hearing things about what he was doing out there, like messing around this woman, that woman, this woman. So one day I texted him and I told him, I said, look, you out here and you messing around with all these women, and you giving yourself soul ties. You giving yourself soul ties to these women. And when you give yourself to give these soul ties, when you're making these soul ties, you can't get rid of these soul ties. These soul ties, they mess with your mind. When you messing around with 50, 11 women, these people bodies is connected to your body, and they taking over your mind. They're controlling your body and your mind. And then I said to him, and ain't no way I'm going to mess around. I'm not finna sleep. I'm not finna date nobody that's messing around with all these different kind of women. No, I ain't. That's what I said. I'm not finna do it. And that's what I texted him. I'm not finna mess with no man that messing with 50, 11 women that got these soul ties. I'm not. I ain't finna let nobody bring no soul ties to me. That's what I said to him. So when I said that to him, I got off that. And then another thing, then somebody else came to me about something else. So when I found out about this, I found out that he was I found out about the soul ties. And then he was already on YouTube. On YouTube, letting people know that he do have like 6 women, and then he got one main woman that nobody never met, which he was talking about me, because the main woman that nobody never met. They never seen me before. They don't know who I am, but he got 6 women, and I'm the 7th woman, but they never seen it. That's what he was telling people, And I was the main one, and the other women didn't know. They knew of me, but they didn't know who I was. They just knew that he had one main woman, but they was just the women that he just sleep with. And they didn't understand that. Okay? So when I started finding out all about that, And then we had got into when I found out all about not about the 7 women, because he let me know about that. He didn't have that. He let me know. But when I started finding about the soul ties and all of that stuff, and we started going at it, and we went at it. And when we went at it, he said something to me that really broke me down, that hurted my heart so bad that I thought that he would never say to me, but he did. And when he said something to me that broke me down, I fell on my knees. I fell down on my knees and I prayed to God to make it stop. I said, God, please. I can't believe that he said this to me. He really hurted my heart so bad. And I fell down on my knees. And when I fell down on my knees, I was crying. And I just could not stop crying. And all of a sudden, I don't know what happened. I just know that God came, and all of a sudden, I'm starting meeting people that I never met before. I'm hearing people on YouTube telling me that God told them to help me, and I'm thinking I'm going crazy out of my mind. Like, what? How God is sending y'all to help me? Well, God told us to help you. So I get on my knees. I start praying to God and asking God, I don't know what's going on, God. I don't know. These people is talking to me and telling me that you told them to help me and all of this stuff. And I'm like, I don't believe this. I don't believe this. I don't believe this. And this happened in this house that I'm living in right now. And I'm saying, I don't believe this. I don't believe this. And God is saying, I said, God, if this is the truth, tell me, give me a sign or something. Let me know. Is this really you sending these people to help me? Because I know I am not going crazy here. Please tell me, is you the one sending these people to me? And he said, yes. I said, oh my God. He said, yes. I sent them to you to help you. I want you to leave that man. Let him go. That's what he told me. Let him go. He's not the one for you. I sent you to help this man. I told you to go to this man and tell him that I sent him to you. And I did. I went to the man and I told him, I said, God sent me to you. God told me to tell you that he sent me to you. So I told him, if you don't believe me, go to God and ask him yourself. So he told me, he went to God and he asked God. And God told him, yes, I sent her to you. That's what he said. That's what he said. He said he asked God and God told him, yes, I sent her to you. That's what he said. And he started blasting it all on his YouTube channels, letting everybody know what had happened. And this is the honest to God truth. Like I said, this is the truth, the Tell the Truth channel, and I'm telling you the truth. And we started pulling closer, and all of a sudden, he was telling me that his family didn't want him with me, because of the age I am and all that stuff. But he really wanted to be with me, no matter what his family wanted. He still wanted to be with me, but he had to go. He had to do what his family tell him to do. So he did what they did, and it never happened. But then when he did what he did, and God told me to pull away, because he kept breaking my heart all the time, and I kept going back to him, and he kept breaking my heart, and I kept going back to him, and he kept breaking my heart, and I kept doing it. I just don't know why I was doing that, because look, telling you the truth, I was not that type of woman. I was not that type of woman. I was, back in the days, I'm telling y'all the honest to God truth, I was a player back in the days. I did not take no smack off no man. I would drop a man in a heartbeat. I would drop him in a heartbeat. I would not take no stuff off no man. And that's why I couldn't believe that I was so fascinated over this man when I wasn't that type of woman. Because I never took crap off my own husband. No. I never took crap off my own husband. And my kids were saying, how is this going on? You never take crap off daddy, but you taking crap off this man? I'm looking like, I don't know myself. Like, why is I'm flipping like this? I don't know why I was going so fascinated over this man. I just didn't know. And then I found out that this man was doing spells on me. He was doing spells. That's why I was so fascinated over him. That's why I couldn't get away, because he had spells on me. But God broke them spells. He broke them spells. And when God broke them spells, I'm like, I was blinded and I couldn't see what was going on. I didn't know what was going on. I was blinded to everything. I didn't even know it, because I'm looking like, I am not this type of woman. I don't kiss no man booty. That's not me. I never did that. And I'm looking like, what the heck is I'm doing? And my kids are study trying to tell me, Mom, that is not you. What's wrong with you? I don't know. I don't know. I was just so in love with this man. And then when God woke me up out of it, and I started like, after God say, okay, I'm going to take the blinders off. When he took the blinders off, I'm like, what the heck did I do? I can't believe that I was following up a man like that. Like, I was so desperately in love with a man that didn't even want to be with me, really. But I was so in love with this man. I just couldn't break it. And I didn't know why I couldn't break it. And when God showed me, when he took them blinders off, I said, I was so angry at my own self. I was so angry at myself, like, are you really, did I really do all of this? I didn't even know that I was acting like this. I said, that's not me. I never let no man put no wrap around me like that, ever. Because I will walk away. I was a player back in the day. Understand, y'all. Understand what I'm saying. I was a player back in the day. I had mans wrapped around my finger. Not mans having me wrapped around their finger. I had mans wrapped around my finger. And I don't understand that how this man had me wrapped around his finger. I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. I couldn't believe it. And I was so angry at myself that I said, ain't no way on God's green earth that I will ever let a man put me in a trap like that ever again. Ever. Because I never would do that. I would never let a man put a trap onto me. My heart was not like, it wasn't cold ice. But my heart knew who I wanted, and my heart knew who I didn't want. So when I knew that I found the love of my life, which I thought was the love of my life, and I put my player cards down, and I got married. Until I found out that he was just like the person that I met. When I found out that I met the same man like my husband, I said, they are just alike. I'm not finna deal with nothing like this. I'm not finna deal with the same person that I just left out of a relationship with. I'm not finna go back to this. No, because I started seeing all the same patterns. Was just showing the same patterns. I say, no, ain't no way. I'm not finna deal with this. I'm not finna deal with this. I'm not finna go back to nobody that act the same way my husband used to act. I'm not finna deal with this. So I pulled back. Like, no, I'm not finna do it. And every time I would make up my mind, I would make my mind up, and I would say, once I leave somebody, it's done. I don't go back. When I let somebody go, that person is gone out of my life. I don't go back to the past. I don't go back. That's me. I do not go back. Once I let something go, it's done. And I don't repeat it. That's what I do. And that's how I always been. Even when I was a player, when I break up with somebody, it's done. Cause I have had dated dudes. I have dated a man that was a bookie. I dated a bookie. And this bookie was so in love with me that he didn't want to let me go. He pulled a gun on me. Yes. He pulled a gun on me because I walked away from him and I didn't want it. I didn't want to be with him. And I'm like, whoa, what the heck just happened? And that's when I know, oh, okay, it's time to put them player cards up. This is crazy. These men is crazy. You know, you try to walk away from them, they don't want to let you go. And that's crazy. This man pulled a gun on me walking down the street with one of my friends. And my friends, we looking like, what the heck? This man got out the car, pulled the gun out on me, and told me to come on. I said, dude, I ain't going nowhere with you. I ain't going nowhere with you. And my friend was standing right there. And I say, so if you do anything to me, I got a witness right here. So try. And the dude got in his car and pulled off. Sure did. That was crazy. I said, okay, it's time for me to put these cars up now. This is just ridiculous. It's getting ridiculous. And I stopped being a player. I stopped being it because once you be a player, you get yourself into situations that you cannot get yourself out of. And sometimes the situations can get you somewhere that it would just mess your whole life up and you can't not change it. And God, thank God that he was right there with me when all of that went down. All of that went down. Like, wow, that was crazy. Like, oh my God. I said, let me put these cards up. I put them up. I said, I ain't about to be no player no more because I see how this stuff take you. It can take you off earth because you can run into the wrong person and be with this person and you don't want to be with this person and you want to let it go and you want to move on. This person don't want to let it go. Anything can happen. So no, I let it go. And when I did that, when I let all this go and I said, I'm not finna date. I said, once I break off with somebody, it's done. It's over with. I'm not going back. I don't repeat back where I go with. Now, if I have not done nothing wrong to somebody, if I have not done wrong to any person that I date, I ain't got no reason to be I don't have no reason to be mad to drop it and let it go because I ain't done nothing wrong. And this what y'all women's and man's got to understand. If you have not done nothing wrong and you done gave all of yourself to that person and this person is study taking advantage and you done gave your all to that person, it's time to let it go. Drop it, let it go, and do not go back and repeat it. Let it go. Let it go, because if you go back, you're getting yourself back in the same situation that you just got yourself out of. So do not go back and repeat it. Once you let that person go, let it go and move on. Don't go back. Don't repeat it. Because you better believe that God got somebody better coming next for you in your life. He got somebody next coming. Because like my mama used to say, you miss one bus, another bus is right behind that bus. That's what they used to tell us. Once that bus go, you got another bus coming behind the other bus. So you ain't got to worry about it. So yeah. That's what I went through. Yeah. But let me tell y'all something. One day me and my daughter decided to go back to school together. So we went to this college and we did like a year or two in that school. A year, I think it was like a year we did in that school. So we kept going because we was liking it. And we had no idea that us going to this college, that these people was trying to set us up. We didn't even know it. We thought we was just going there to get an education. We didn't think that people was trying to set us up. So one day, my daughter, she was pregnant with her oldest daughter. And on our way coming home, we get off the L because we caught the bus. And when we get off the bus, we had to catch the L to come home. So we got off the L. We walking down the street, lolly-dobbling, just talking, minding our business. Me and my daughter just talking, laughing, and joking with each other. Then all of a sudden, we get by our house. And by our house, it was a school across the street from where I live. And we get in the part around there by the school where it's the opening there where people can't see you coming through the school. They can't see you coming through that lot by where the school at. They can't see you coming by there, by that lot back there. So it's like closed off, and the school is right there, and they only can see you when you walking through it, but not when you going in there. But when you walking through it, they can see you going in, but they can't see you. They can see you coming out, but they can't see you when you're going in. That's what I'm trying to say. So me and my daughter, we coming in, about to go to the house, and this man just came up from nowhere and said, "Give me your money." My daughter like, "What? Give me your money." Because they figured that me and my daughter had money because of the way we dressed. Because I taught my children, and I taught me, we dress. When I dress down to the T. I don't go nowhere if I'm not dressed down to the T. If I go to a party, I got to be dressed. If I go to a wedding, I got to be dressed. That's just me. I step out my house, I got to be dressed. That's just me. I always step out and I got to look good. I don't never wear the same outfit when I go out. Never. I always have a different outfit when I go out. I never wear the same outfit when I'm going out to kick it. So whatever I do, if I'm going to the doctor, I have on a different outfit. If I'm going to school, I have on a different outfit. That's just me. I always step out, looking good. That's me. Because when we used to stay I used to stay in with my parents. When I used to stay with my parents, I would always dress sharp. Because when I walk out my mama's house, I always dress sharp. I never go nowhere without being clean. So I was the best dresser in my neighborhood. Because every time I step out, I always had on a different outfit. Because that's just me. My family, they would tell y'all that. That's me. I always have on a different outfit. I don't never wear the same outfit. I always step out. I got to be sharp when I step out. That's just how I am. So I taught my kids the same thing. So when they go somewhere, they always step out. They always got to be sharp when they step out the door, because that's the way I raised my children up. That's the way I was raised. That's the way I raised myself, and I raised my children. So we go to school. We went to school, and I guess they thought about us being the way we dressed that we had money. And if we did have money, we wouldn't walk around with it on us. That's just crazy. Why would we walk around with money on us? So I guess they figured we had money. They walked over. The dude came up to us with a gun. My daughter pregnant, and he said, "Where the money?" And me and my daughter like, "What money?" He said, "The money that you got in your pocket." So me and my daughter went in our pockets, and we started throwing out whatever we had in the pocket. And I ain't had nothing but some change, so I just threw the change on the ground. I threw the change down there on the ground like, "Here, that's what I got. You want the change? You had that." And then he said, "What's that on your fingers?" I said, "My rings." I said, "So what you want? You want my wedding band?" He said, "No, you can keep that. You keep that. I don't want your wedding band." I said, "Well, I don't have nothing else. We don't have nothing else." And this man, the crazy part about it, he was a good robber. He was a good robber, because he said, "Okay, y'all can go ahead, but if y'all tell anybody what I did, I'm coming back for you." And he let us go. But me and my daughter, it scared us to death, because we thought this man was going to literally hurt us. But he let us go. And we went home. And when we went home, me and my daughter, we dropped that school. We did not go back. We did not go back because we couldn't believe that somebody would literally try to harm us because of the way we dressed. They thought we had money. And me and my daughter like, we're not going back. And we didn't go back. And I walked through the door. I told my husband, my daughter boyfriend was there. She told them, and my husband, they went looking for the person. The dude was gone. We called the police and everything. Police came. The dude was gone. Me and my daughter said we would never go back. We would never go back. But every time we stepped out that door, we would always look behind our backs. we didn't want that to happen to us no more. So we would always look behind our back when we go out that door. So yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy. It was so much crazy stuff happening to me happened to me. And that what happened to me and my daughter, that was crazy. Like, that's why I say you got to be careful out there in that world. It's crazy. And me and my daughter was like, wow. We were so shooken up. We were so shooken up. And yeah, it's a lot of things be happening out there in that world. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's how you know. That's how you know when you got a spell on you, because you really don't know why your mind is just all messed up. You don't know why you acting so weird and why you acting so crazy. And I was acting all of this and I didn't even know why that I was so hooked. Until God was letting me know that this person had a control over me that I didn't even know that he had over me, but he did. And God had to break it. He broke it. When he told me to walk away, and I walked away. And ever since then, God been right there for me, having my back through everything. He been there for me, protecting me through everything. And I don't have to worry about it. And when I woke up and saw that I was blinded, and when God took them blinders off and I realized it, I said, oh my God, this will never happen again. I will never, ever get myself in a situation like that ever again. But I didn't have no other choice because God told me to go toward that person. So God already knew that all of this was going to happen. God already knew that all of this was planned to happen to me. You know, it was all in God's plan for this to happen. For me to meet this person, for this person to do all what this person done to me and all of that. It was all planned to happen. And I didn't know that. I didn't know that God had this all in the makings, because this all was God's plan for this to happen, for me to change this person. And I tried. Because I told the person everything God had said for me to tell the person that stop doing the things that he do. And then when the smoking, the cigarette smoking and the drinking and all, I'm telling them, God said, stop cussing. God said, stop smoking. And he didn't believe that. He didn't want to listen to nothing that I was saying. Everything I was telling him, God was telling me to tell him. And when he started going through his little crisis with these women, because I told him myself, I say, look, you're gonna meet. I told him, I said, I test him, and I told him, I said, you know what? It's some black widows out here, and one day you're gonna run into a black widow, and you ain't gonna be able to get yourself out of something that you get yourself out of, because these black widows, they don't play. These black widows will kill you. They out here looking for mans that got big money. They looking for mans that got money. They looking for these rich mans. And I told him this. I said, you're going to run into somebody, you're going to run into a black widow, and you ain't going to be able to get yourself out of it. That's what I told him. He didn't believe me. Then I started hearing through the grapevine. I started hearing through the grapevine that he ran into a black widow, he got with this black widow, he can't get rid of the black widow. And I tried to tell him all this, but he didn't want to listen to me. He thought I was crazy. As I'm telling him everything God was telling me to tell him, but he just didn't want to listen. So, yeah. So when God is speaking to you and he's telling you things, listen. Listen, because God knows already what's going on. He already knew what's going on, because he knew when he sent me to this person, he knew that this person was not a religious person. He knew that he did not believe in God like I did. So I tried to get him to understand that it is a God, that God can change your life, because he the one asked God to send me to him. He asked for me. He told God he wanted me. He asked God. He had already signed a contract with God, and I did, which we was married in a past life. And he already asked God to send me back. He wanted his wife. He asked for me. God, give me back my wife. Which he didn't say it like that. He just said, send me somebody that's going to love me for me. That's what he said. So God sent me. But what God did, God sent me in a body that he knew that he was not going to appreciate, because he all wanted, he was looking like, how they say, you judge the book by its cover. So he was judging the book by its cover. He wasn't looking at me for me. He was looking at, I wasn't what he wanted. So he was judging the book. Instead of looking at the cover, looking at me, he was looking at the outside of me. And he didn't like what he saw, which he asked for me. But he wasn't asking for me to look the way he thought that he wanted me to look. He wanted somebody that had a nice body, big breasts, big booty, all of that. And I wasn't that. That ain't what he wanted. And when God showed him me, he didn't want me. Because that ain't what he thought. He thought God was going to send him somebody with big boobs, big breasts, big boobs, big booty, and all that stuff. But God ain't that type of God. God is not an official God. God don't look at the outside of people. God look at the inside of people. God love people for who they are, not for what they see. Because God created us all in his image. And he created us he loved us unconditionally. God loves us unconditionally. He don't see no outside. He just see us. He loves his children as we are. And that's why he sent him. That's why he sent me to him, because he thought that he would see something different. He would see something different than what he was looking for. But he didn't want that. He wanted what he wanted. And what he got what he wanted. He asked for what he wanted, and he got it. And now he can't get out of it. He got what he wanted, and now he can't get away from it. And that's how it is. When y'all look at the outside of a person instead of looking at the inside of the person, you get what you asked for. You get what you asked for. And that's what God is saying. Do not judge the book by its cover. Because when you judge the book by its cover, you getting something that you don't even want. And the book and the person that you get that don't look like the person you got is the person that's gonna give you, that's gonna treat you like you're supposed to be treated, like a king or a queen. You don't look at the fishy size of the person like, oh, this person don't look right, so I don't want this person. This person gotta be perfect in my eyes. And then you go for the perfect, then you go for somebody that's perfect, and then you looking stupid. Because you don't went for somebody that's perfect and you ain't got what you want. That's the way it goes. That's the way it goes. So, this is what I wanted to talk to y'all about. This is what God wanted me to tell y'all. That stop looking at the outside and look in the inside. And love a person for who they is and not what you see. This is what he wanted me to tell y'all. And this is all coming from the Lord. And this is what God wanted me to say to y'all too. If I can remember. I can't remember, but yes, I forget. What other stuff God wanted me to say is gone now. So I just want y'all to know that be careful out there in that world. Don't judge the book by its cover. Love people for who they are, and they will love you for who you are. Thank you for listening to me. Have a good day and a blessed day. God love you all, and I love y'all. Please hit, subscribe, and share my contents to Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram, and all the other contents that y'all go on. I appreciate that very much. Have a good day and a blessed day.